Good evening. Hello. We've made it. This says night 2 on the screen, but it is not. It is not. How's everyone doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Donna Griffiths, do I see you in here tonight? Are we doing it big like that? Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Come on in. Do I have to remind us with the table is spread and there's a feast going on? How are you? Anyone interested in the feast tonight? Welcome to Detox. And I believe we're probably around day 3 now. We're on night 3. And we're coming up through this place. Hello, hello, hello. I see 80 of us on tonight. Hello, come on in. Come on in. Come on in, family. Let's see some of these comments before we start rolling. Yes, Cora, we got your email and Ebony did respond to you right before the show started. So check your email. Good evening, Cynthia Baisden. Good to see you. Loving the green, Kamisha. Yes, good evening to LinkedIn. Good evening to Facebook pages. Good evening to YouTube. Welcome. Good evening, Vicky and Crystal, Lisa Palmer. Raphael, I should say. Manuel, I see you. Good evening. Let's see who our first in tonight was, because y'all be like, man. Cam Jackson, 5:25 p.m. Now, you acting up. You know you acting up when we don't start until 8 o'clock. I love it. Right behind you was Renee Holly at 6:29, Ashley Otero at 7:04. Ashley, were you thinking of last year's schedule at 7, or did you really mean to get on at 7? Rochelle was on at 7, 7:17. Special was on at 7:25. Brittany got on at 7:42. Look at y'all. My goodness. I can't even read the rest. Everyone was on before 8 o'clock. Well, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I see some ready people in here tonight. Good evening, Lydia Cordova. I want to let you know that a lot of books were sent out tonight. So you should have emails letting you know that your order is fulfilled and you can expect it in your mailbox soon, very, very soon, couple days soon. So hang in there with us. Let me just go over some brief things with us. We're moving in very good. I want to make sure we touch the journal work today. I want to thank those who are on YouTube tonight, and I want to thank you for making comments. If I can ask that y'all make comments and like on YouTube, it helps the viewing. If you would just hit that thumbs up, it helps the views, and it makes the work that we do together go up to the top. So if you can just go on right now and hit a like on YouTube, it makes everything even more copacetic. Thank you for that. And also Facebook, you already know, if you can like and share it to someone's page, share it to someone's inbox. Tell them you want to be a blessing to them in helping them reach their goals for 2024. You don't even have to know what their goals or resolutions are. But if you have this aspect, if you have EI, I'm pretty confident that you're going to be able to meet those goals. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, the assessments should be all done. I know we had a few people who joined in a little late with us. They were asking for assessments. Ebony's going to send out the assessments. Any questions, remember, just go to my website and send in an email. Ebony responds to every email. And whatever she doesn't have the answer to, she comes to me and finds out. So every answer will come through Ebony. Make sure you should, it'll be a week next Tuesday, but I would say within the week, you should hear from your coaches. Hopefully they will have looked at your assessments and they will have some initial feedback for you. And then they'll continue to work on building that relationship throughout the rest of this month. Thank you, Aubrey Graham, who said she bought her book. Thank you, George Mason. Glad to see you on tonight. I'm happy that y'all are here tonight too. Carolyn Booker, Damien, good to see you. A few people I know have the flu and they're still logging on tonight, flu and all. Just sit the phone down next to you and let the ministry of EI and the Holy Spirit just go ahead and minister to you. Hello, Dominique. Renee, email right away so Ebony can get you your assessment. Welcome, family. How's everyone doing? Good to see you, Faye. Good to see you, Carmen. I see some names that I haven't shouted out yet. Good to see you. I see you, Misha. Good to see you. Rosa, good to see you. Rosa, I'm not sure if it's you or not, but I'm getting an email bounce back. And it had Rosa as the first name. I'm not sure if it's yours. Just check and make sure that you're getting emails from us, because there are emails that we're sending out to a Rosa and they are returning to us that the email address has some issues. Good evening, LaShawn. See who else is on here. Sandra, Latoya. Latoya met one of my team members in the commuter lot, got her book and journal tonight. Hello, Danielle. Hello, Ashley. Daniel Woodard. Hello. Joycey. Hello, hello, hello. Mike Tate, good to see you. Tony Cranford, good to see you. Good to see y'all. So happy that you came in and joined us tonight. We're up to 91 and we're going to keep growing, but we're going to go ahead and start while this platform does what it needs to do. And I want to thank everyone who I noticed later this afternoon have been sewing. I didn't realize that there were people already sewing from the first night. So I want to take a moment and thank you for sewing out of the kindness of your heart. I noticed from night one, it was Minister Leah, Kamisha, Dr. Vanessa, Ashley. Thank you all so much. And then I see Daniel Woodard, Minister Daniel Woodard, Minister Chevelle, Minister, Okita, Minister Anna, Kamisha, and then Lasonia, Rochelle, Damien. Thank y'all so much for just sowing in seeds of what's been laid on your heart and what you're able to give for the appreciation of this work. Thank you very, very much. Again, if you can also, with your liking and sharing, if you can go ahead and make comments. I know Facebook, we like to be in real time. So Facebook doesn't have a problem making comments and chatting with each other and asking how everybody's doing. But on YouTube, it needs a little more love. So who are my YouTube people? Who's on YouTube today? Let me see who my YouTube people are. Hello, Maria. Who are my YouTube people? Is that Ashley? Brittany, Gwen, I love the YouTubers. Thank you. Pastor D, thank you. Lorraine, Ashley, yes. Alicia, I didn't know if you were on. Your books made it out tonight as well. Tony, Leah, Renee, Pastor KB, Special, Crystal, Chevelle, Carolyn, Carmen, Bianca, Diana. Oh, I can't even name all of you. Danielle, Denise. Hey, Denise Holter. Cynthia Baisden. Mike Tate. All right, it's going all the way across the screen. Dawson Adult Daycare is on YouTube. That's what I'm talking about. So all my YouTubers, can you just go ahead and just give a little shout out on there? Anything, say anything you want to say. Feliz Navidad. I don't care. Say something on there. Keep us up to the top of all the videos that YouTube decides is important enough for them to float around on their algorithm. And it will help us. Let me see. What else did I have in my notes? So comments, cash apps, I think that's it, because we've got to get into some exercise work tonight. So we've got to get moving. Thank you. Welcome to Detox night 3. Wow. Already night 3. Does that worry y'all at all? Yeah. Go YouTubers. Okay. In your session notes, how are y'all doing with your session notes? How are you doing with your session notes? That's another thing I didn't want to mention. I think it was Lisa Carmen Palmer. She posted her walking time. Yolanda Dawson, Brittany. I think Candy was trying to post it. And Candy, you said you had a problem. If you're trying to post the whole 15 minutes on the app, it's not going to take all of that. You only can take a picture or maybe a few seconds video. But if you go to your own page and do hashtag Detox 2024, you can post your video as long as you like. You will still give reference to us and we'll all see it together. The coaching, you'll hear from your coach within the next couple of days. We're going over your assessments and you'll be hearing from your coaches, Sandra, in the next couple of days. You love YouTube? Yeah, me too. Forgot to post. Okay, Tony Cranford did her gym time. Awesome. Drinking my water, didn't go out today. Yeah, I get it. All right. So also for those that have the journal, I want you to go ahead and put in the chat. What did you put in for your journal notes today? How did you feel today? I want somebody to put in the chat to answer your journal question, how I feel today. You know, you should start your morning asking yourself, how do you feel today? I ask my granddaughter that every morning she comes in my room. How'd you sleep? How you feeling today? You all right? We're going to win today, right? And why don't we do that to ourselves? I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's not ridiculous. In fact, it's very necessary. How are you feeling today? Check yourself. How are you feeling today? How you doing today? And find out what's going on. Are we all right? Do we need attention? Do we need a little extra rest? Do we not get our 15 minutes in? Do we need a little water? What do we need? Corinda said hers was productive. Cherry said she felt positive. Yeah. How do you feel today? Working on doing that more, says Tasha. I feel pretty good. I feel refreshed. Wow. Go ahead, Manuel. Check on that. I know these things, until you understand the depth of your mental health, the depth of your self-care, this stuff seems so childlike. But trust me, it's not childlike. We may have missed it in our childhood, and that's why it's so important now. And in fact, it's pivotal, but it is important that we do this now. Do not let anything feel it's beneath you when it's set in place to help you. Can I get an amen on that? Yeah. How do you feel today? Find out, because I'm going to give you some cues on your self-awareness and figuring out your triggers. All right. Mike Tate said he feels motivated. Lydia did her closet, took 3 bags out to give away. Beautiful. That's my goal. Initially, Chevelle was frustrated because she overslept, but because she had her prayer time, she felt a whole lot better. It's important to do that. Check on yourself and even do your emotional wheel. We're going to talk about the emotional wheel tonight, so I'm not going to go into it. And don't forget to journal. Journal. If I can force your hand, I'm willing to do that while I have you in my presence for these 30 days. If I can get you to fill this up in these 30 days, and then you're welcome to buy another one and do it another time, maybe in the summertime when it's nice out and you want to go walking and put the podcast on and listen to it while you walk and do your journaling. You're welcome to do it as many times as you want. But I specifically put 30 pages of each 3 sets in here for these 30 days. I want to give you the most abundant life that you can have. And most of it does not begin on what's on the outside for us. It's what's on the inside of us. It's what's on the inside of us. So let's go ahead and begin tonight. We've got a good session tonight. Are y'all excited? Yeah. Chapter 2, we're starting on tonight, page 54, if you will. The essence of self-awareness. Imagine standing before a mirror, gazing not at your reflection, but at your innermost thoughts and emotions. Imagine standing before a mirror, but this mirror is reflecting back your inside man, your mind, your heart, your soul. This is the essence of self-awareness, a journey inward, a voyage to the depths of your own consciousness. Self-awareness is the foundation upon which emotional intelligence is built. It's the ability to recognize and understand your emotions as they arise, to name what you're feeling, and to comprehend why you're feeling it. That's usually the problem. Why does self-awareness matter? The answer lies in the profound impact on mental health. When you possess self-awareness, you gain a powerful tool for managing your own emotions. Come on, let's do a repeat from last night. My emotions. You gain a powerful tool for managing your emotions, reducing stress, and nurturing resilience. It's the first step towards breaking free from the grip of overwhelming emotions and impulsive reactions. Who in here is self-aware enough at this point to recognize that they are often overwhelmed by their emotions? They overwhelm you. They can cause you to procrastinate. They can cause you to get stifled and you just don't want to do it anymore. I just don't want to be bothered anymore. I'm not going to go now. I'm not even going to respond now. I'm not going to call them now. I'm not even going to show up now. How many are overwhelmed often enough where your emotions can cause you to shut down and even retreat backwards? Yeah, it's the worst, isn't it? It's the worst feeling in the world. I didn't know for many years that it was my emotions that was dictating that until I took an assessment. And my assessment told me that I was very integral. I was very honest. But the weakest part that I had as a minister and as a leader and as an apostle was that when my emotions were triggered, I would shut down and even retreat. Shut down or even sometimes retreat backwards. That's what you want to write in your session notes today, because if you don't have a miracle cure where that's handled in these 30 days, I'm beseeching you to work with me this year. We can do it in 1 year time. You don't have to sign up for 5 years. I have clients that's been with me since day one of So Detox, and she's still with me. But that may not be your story. But this is the worst part of EI when they are dictating to us. How many things have you missed out on because your emotions made you shut down? And I want y'all to be honest tonight. Like, it's really out of your control. Do you not feel that way? When your emotions get that overwhelmed, you just lose the oomph, and maybe the self-talk kicks in then, and it starts beating you up inside your mind. That little bully gang shows up and starts bullying you around in your mind and tell you you weren't good enough anyway. You weren't going to be able to get it done anyway. No one expected you to show up. No one wants you to show up. It's horrible. Yeah. And you run. Write that down tonight in your journal. And I want you to write that down. If this is you, in the decisions made portion, I want you to write that down up there. That is something that you know you need to start working on. Decisions made or things to work on. I want you to put up there overwhelmed emotions. It's still in your life. Yes, Renee, you do, my dear. Yeah, that's a hard one. And I want to make sure we hit that one. So, Ebony, if you can make a little star and remind me if we end up with a little extra time in these 30 days, I really want to make sure I spend some time on those overwhelming emotions and perhaps even give another assessment. See, this is why we need y'all to register, because as the Lord leads me, he may give me some things like this extra to do, and we want to make sure that you're a part of it. So when you're overwhelmed with emotions, instead of being led to the rock, we go under the rock. Yeah, and it's it really gives you a bad reputation. Do you know that? How many can say that it has even affected your reputation? People feel they can't depend on you. People feel you're wishy-washy, and they have no idea, and definitely you have no idea that it's your emotions. Your emotions has given you a reputation of being wishy-washy. Yeah. Carmen said she was triggered today. I got an amazing testimony from Dr. Vanessa today. It's hard to deal with people's attitudes. Yeah, okay. Then you and I can spend a couple sessions together as well to work on your self-awareness with that so that the people's attitudes won't affect you. Yes, Lorraine, you want to be alone when it happens. And that's what emotions will do. They will isolate you. All right. That was important enough to write that down. Okay. So it's very powerful tool for managing your emotions, reducing stress, and nurturing resilience. It's the first step towards breaking free from the grip of overwhelming emotions and impulsive reactions. What is the connection between self-awareness and mental health? I'm glad you asked. Self-awareness isn't just about knowing your emotions. It's about understanding how they influence your thoughts and then your behaviors. Did you hear that? Self-awareness is not just about knowing your emotions. It's about understanding how your emotions influence your thoughts, and then your thoughts influence your behaviors. So before you act it out, something already systematically happened on the inside of you. And it was your emotions and your thoughts that led to your behavior. So this is often where it's sad for me, where we often punish people by their behavior, when in fact the behavior isn't the problem, it's their thinking. I've had to correct many people being in leadership for such a great part of my life. And I've often heard children as well as adults say to me, I wish I had never told. If I didn't tell, we wouldn't have this problem right now. I wish that I wasn't honest. I'm getting in trouble because I'm being honest. No, you're not getting in trouble. First of all, I'm challenging something with you. It's not your action. You know, you could have lied. You could have held back the truth, but all that's going to do is cover up the mindset. I'm coming after a mindset. I'm not even as upset as you think I am over the action. It's the mindset behind it. So if you've ever been yourself or in a conversation, a communication with someone, and they have said, I wish I didn't tell you because I wouldn't be going through this now. If I would have shut my mouth, this wouldn't be happening now. But then there would be no challenging to your mindset. Don't get so caught up on how people respond or the consequences to what you said. You can't say, I wish I didn't say it. No, I've got to come after a mindset here. The mouth is only revealing what's already in the heart. The mouth isn't the problem. We can't stand some people's mouths, but the mouth isn't the problem. It's the heart. Out of the issues of this heart, that valve flows the issues of life out of the mouth. If you can understand this, it's the linchpin of emotional intelligence. When you are self-aware, you can identify emotional triggers, recognize patterns of behavior, and gain insight into the root causes of stress, anxiety, and even your unhappiness. If there's unhappiness in your life, I want you to write that down as decisions that you made tonight as well, because we need to spend some time finding out where you are unhappy. Why do you choose to let this remain? And most often it's because we feel we don't have a choice. And there are many choices. What are you afraid of? Why are you willing to be unhappy? The connection is undeniable. When you're in tune with your emotions, you're less likely to be swept away by negative feelings. You become capable of responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Did you hear that? If you have your book, I want you to highlight it. You become capable of responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. This shift in perspective allows you to manage stress more effectively. See how now we're dealing with stress? Reduce your anxiety or any anxiety and cultivate resilience. So let's go back up to the beginning of this paragraph here. How does self-awareness affect your mental health? I'm glad you asked. The connection is undeniable. When you are in tune with your emotions, write down emotions, you're less likely to be swept away by negative feelings. You become capable of responding thoughtfully. Now, I want you to write down emotions and I want you to write down responding thoughtfully. This shift in perspective allows you to manage stress, write it down, reduce anxiety, write it down, and cultivate resilience. Now, if you were in a session with me, in a live session, one-on-one, I would have you put them in a circle and we would have been connecting the dots on where are you in this wheel of connecting the dots of your self-awareness, because this is the foundation that we have to build in order to start working on our emotional intelligence. We cannot, though we can, it's the worst thing to do. We should not avoid building our self-awareness while we're working on our emotional intelligence. There's a foundation to everything in life. So how do we begin to cultivate self-awareness? These exercises that we're going to go through tonight are designed to help you deepen your understanding of your emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. And here are a few examples. There's the daily emotion journey. Yep, here I go. The daily emotion journal. We begin by using the corresponding journal and recording your emotions. Take a few minutes each day to record how you're feeling, what events or situation triggered those emotions, and any physical sensations associated with them. Over time, this journal will reveal patterns and help you identify areas where self-awareness can be beneficial. Listen, take note. Sometimes we'll say, oh, I already know what my trigger is. It's my boss. It's my spouse. It's these kids. It's traffic. I already know it. No. Remember we talked about that last night? You're talking about the things that set off the trigger. The trigger was already on the inside. What was the linchpin? What took out that? If you want to think of it as, what do they call those bombs that you throw in and then they take the pin out and it blows up? Somebody just removed the pin from the bomb. That's all that is. That's what happens. That bomb is already there. But when they pull out that metal piece and they throw it, that's the grenade. Thank you, Candy. That grenade was already lying on the inside of you. Traffic pulled it out. The spouse pulled it out. The kids pulled it out. The boss pulled it out. But that grenade was already lying on the inside of you. No one can cause something to go off in you that was not already there. Grasp the concept. This is an invisible work. You can't see it, but I can see it. And through these 30 days, you're going to be able to see it a lot clearer as well. Remember that. Write that down in your notes tonight. No one can cause anything to manifest from you that wasn't already there. It was already there. They pulled the pin out. Wow, is that powerful? See, my emotions. That grenade landed in your soul a long time ago, baby. Maybe when you were 8, maybe when you were 3, maybe when you were 13, but it was there. And this person, oh my God, something about this person. They just pulled the pin out. That's right. Don't forget. It was already there. So self-awareness, again, isn't just about knowing your emotions. It's about understanding how they influence your thoughts and your behaviors. That's the process of them right there. Your thoughts and behavior. When you are self-aware, you can identify emotional triggers and you can recognize and identify where they're coming from, even the patterns of your own behaviors. And you can then gain insight into the root causes of stress, anxiety, and unhappiness. So how does self-awareness affect your mental health? The connection is undeniable. When you're in tune with your emotions, you're less likely to be swept away by all this negative stuff that we allow to pull us under and cause us to retreat, not finish our assignments, not show up. So in cultivating our self-awareness, we talked about starting the daily emotion journal. So you're going to write down every day how you're feeling, and you're going to be honest. You're not going to be in a rush when you do this. So get up a little bit earlier to do your self-care this month. Take some lunchtime, maybe pull up at the job a few minutes earlier than you actually need to walk in, and sit in the parking lot for a moment and just say, how am I feeling today? I'm apprehensive. I'm tired. Like, be honest with yourself, because when you start to realize that you've been going to work and doing so many other things during the week, and that you're showing up to work already tired, you're an open mind. You're an open mind, baby. Your grenades are everywhere, and people are going to be pulling your pen all day long. So being tired can leave you open to so many triggers, and it will leave you open to triggers that you didn't even know were in you. So this is why I want you to check out your moods. Know when you're tired. Know when you're hungry. Know when the foods you're eating are affecting your attitude. So keeping the journal really brings you into a level of self-awareness. And these 30 days are just the beginning, but I want to make sure you have a powerful beginning. Number 2, there's something called mindful moments. Incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine. You're going to set aside a few moments each day to practice mindfulness meditation or engage in mindful activities such as deep breathing or mindful walking. I'm going to explain it a little bit more as we go through the next couple of pages. But mindfulness fosters self-awareness by helping you observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing you to gain greater clarity about your inner world. Mindfulness encourages us to pay attention to our experiences in the present moment. If you are a Christian, our awareness of the present moment is enriched by knowing that God is present with us. Using meditation to connect with God, this is how Christians do it. Okay, watch that other stuff, because you may not see too many things happening doing it now, but believe me, in time, as it unravels, there's doors and windows to so many things spiritual. And we love to say things like, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. But what spirit are you? Because we can open many doors to spiritual things. Television, movies, music, games, conversations, social media, just the stuff that goes on. We have to be very careful. So our mindfulness as believers, as children of God, if this is us, it is enriched by knowing that God is present with us. That's my mindfulness. It starts out with, God is present with me. You just breathe and you take the time to cultivate the area around you in your soul. Because mindfulness encourages us to pay attention to our experiences in the present moment. So knowing now that God is with us, using meditation to connect with God is a biblical practice, just like prayer, worship, and Bible study. We know that being still before God is mindfulness. Being still before God brings peace to our minds, our hearts, and our spirits. Psalms 46:10 tells us, be still and know that I am God. And sometimes we just need that reassurance in a day where we are completely overwhelmed. At the same time as our spirit being, scientific studies continue to show the effectiveness of mindfulness meditation for reducing stress and calming anxiety. Another thing you can do is an emotional timeline. Create a timeline of your life and mark significant emotional events, both positive and negative. Reflect on how those events have shaped your emotional responses and behaviors over time. This exercise provides insights into your emotional history and pattern. And we're going to look at one in a second in the appendix. You need to do some emotional check-ins. Periodically, check in with yourself throughout the day. Ask yourself, how are you feeling? What may have triggered those feelings and how they are affecting your thoughts and behaviors. This practice encourages real-time awareness, helping you stay in tune with your emotions. So on our self-awareness journey, please understand that self-awareness is not a destination. It's a lifelong journey. As we engage together in these exercises and deepen our self-awareness, we're going to notice significant changes in our emotional life and our mental health. We'll become better equipped to identify our emotions, our emotional triggers, manage stress, and make choices that align with our values and our goals. We're also going to explore the role of a life coach in enhancing your self-awareness. A skilled life coach can provide invaluable support and guidance on your self-awareness journey. I already am offering feedback, accountability, and personalized strategy for growth. By the time we reach the end of this chapter, and this is a long one, I struggled with chapter 2. Please believe me, I struggled with chapter 2, but we're going to get through it together in here. And I'm glad I have the experience to do it in real time. But by the time we reach the end of this chapter, we're not only going to grasp the vital role of self-awareness in our mental well-being, but also have practical tools and exercises to foster this critical aspect of emotional intelligence. You are on the path to a more profound understanding of yourself and a brighter future where self-awareness becomes your guiding light to lasting emotional health. Let's continue this journey together. Exercises and tools. Now, I had mentioned for those that would like a certificate to show their job, and for those that are in ministry at the Apostles' House, you're going to need a certificate for the renewing of your license this year. I want to remind you to make a note of this chapter because this is your toolbox. This is where you're going to reflect back to throughout the year to put the footsteps to have an EI at a greater level. So these tools are for self-discovery, empowering you to gain greater control over your emotional responses and foster emotional intelligence. By the end of this chapter, you're going to have a deeper understanding of the intricate emotional patterns that weave throughout our lives. You'll be better equipped to recognize when these patterns arise. You can even interpret their messages and choose how to respond thoughtfully. I can't say that enough. Embracing the diversity of your emotions and breaking free from destructive patterns in a transformative step on your journey to emotional intelligence and lasting well-being. So let's start. Recognizing and understanding your emotions. In the intricate tapestry of human existence, emotions serve as the vibrant threads that weave our stories together. They are raw, unfiltered responses to the experiences and circumstances that shape our world. Self-awareness exercise. The daily emotion journal. This exercise is designed to help you track and understand your daily emotions, their triggers, and their effects on your thoughts and behaviors. Materials needed: a journal or a notebook and a pen. Instructions: set aside a few minutes at the end of each day to reflect on your emotions. Write down the date and the list all of the emotions you experienced during the day. Now, there's a plethora, but you're going to be growing, expanding your self-awareness base. So you're going to see maybe 3. I was happy. I was tired. So this is what you're going to write. Well, not everyone, but you get me. I was happy. I was tired. I was angry. I was hungry. I went to bed. But as we grow your self-awareness, you're going to really know the difference between emotions and feelings. And you're going to recognize and say, oh, I don't even have to feel that way. I'm not going to respond that way. So don't be so hard on yourself in the beginning when you only have like 3 to 5 emotions to write down. So you're going to write down the date and list the emotions you experienced during the day. Be specific and use descriptive words, because that's going to help me map you to your triggers. For each emotion, note the situations or events that triggered it. What were you doing? Who were you with? Or what were you thinking about? Do y'all have that? Let's see what we got over here. Yes, daily emotion journal. Nope, we're trying to make ourselves change our behavior. This isn't about anyone else. So detox isn't about anyone else. So detox is like King David in the Bible when he said, it is me, Lord. We are not here to point out anyone else. We can't take medicine for anyone else. We can't get rich for anyone else. We can't die for anyone else. We can't breathe for anyone else. But we can change for ourselves. We are all here tonight because So Detox is about me. It's not about anyone else. And I would tell you what, your relationship will get 50% better if you worked on yourself. Do y'all get it? Your relationship will get 50% better if you worked on yourself. That's it. It's about us. So when you go to a relationship now, you're going to have 50% healthy responses to bring. Okay, I wanted to check and see how y'all were doing over here. So the daily emotion journal. Remember, for each emotion, note the situations or the event that triggered it. What were you doing? Who were you with? And what were you thinking about? Those are very important. And this is key. This is key. Make a note of this. Describe any physical sensations or changes you noticed in your body when experiencing these emotions. Emotions are often attached to physiological sensations. And a lot of us are going to the doctors, and the doctors don't know what to do with us. So instead of prescribing us with a medication for what we're telling them, they're giving us medicines for our head, because the problem is in our head. It's not in the pain that's in our body. The sooner we can learn that, the more holistic we can be as human beings. A great majority of what's being brought to the doctor's offices today, it's coming from here and not from where you think you're feeling it at. So if you take the time to do this portion, this exercise 1, every step I just named for you, and describe any physical sensations or changes you noticed in your body, you're going to begin to see not just healing, but you're going to be able to see why your stomach hurts the way it does. Why is processing food a problem for you? Why do you have bowel problems? Either loose bowels or you can't move your bowels. This all goes from the mind, y'all. This all goes from the mind. The next step is the reflection portion. That's still of your daily emotion journal. Review your journal entries periodically to identify patterns in your emotional responses. Think of your journal as a progress report. And don't just write in it and then bury it away somewhere. Go back over the pages, review your entries, and review them periodically to look for patterns. Certain days of the week, certain times of the year. Is it around certain birthdays or death days, or is it around third grade when something happened to you? You know, I've heard of people in my psychology classes where this young boy had a horrific thing happen to him. I think he was 8 years old, and he forgot about it. He came home after being jumped and accosted sexually by some boys on the way home from school. And he came home and never told his parents about it. And everywhere in his life where the number 8 showed up, he had a big breakup in his life. I mean, addicted to drugs, he would lose his house, self-sabotage would happen. I think that's the best way to explain it. Everything would just bust loose in his life. He would lose his mind, and his parents did not know what to do and what was going on. And I believe it was after years of therapy, they were able to find out that in his subconscious mind, he was responding to the number 8 because somehow the number 8 stood out in his mind from what happened to him walking home from school one day by these boys who bullied him, and not just bully him, but they accosted him. That's the best way I want to say it on my live. Yeah, that's a PTSD flashback. That's right, Corinda's. But the family had no idea. And they said he was well into his late 20s, maybe even 30s, and he was just ruining his life. And they said they didn't know anything that had gone on in the family for him to respond this way, between the drugs and the alcohol. Can't keep a job, losing a car, can't keep a house, couldn't keep a girlfriend. And through intensive therapy, they found out what happened to him. And it was every time the number 8 showed up. So journaling helps. It reveals patterns in our lives. That's what it does for us. So then we use this information to gain insights into our emotional landscape and for our potential areas of growth. And that's powerful. We're almost done. I'm going to have to, let's see. Let's skip over here. Let's go to exercise 3. We can go back to 2 tomorrow, or y'all can just read it in the book yourself. Exercise 3, the emotional timeline. Creating an emotional timeline helps you trace significant events in your life and the impact on your emotional responses and behaviors. Materials needed: a piece of paper or a digital document if you're techie. Here's your instructions. You're going to draw a horizontal line representing your life's timeline. Now, know how they think the earth is flat? You're going to draw something. Your earth is flat. You draw a horizontal line representing your life's timeline from birth to the present day. And you're going to mark along that line significant events, milestones along that timeline, both positive and negative, of how they affected your life. For each event, note the emotions you associate with it, as well as any long-term emotional patterns that emerge. Reflect on how these events shaped your emotional responses and behaviors, because at this point in exercise 3, we're starting to look for triggers now. The reflection from exercise 3, the emotional timeline. Analyze your emotional timeline to identify connections between past events and your current emotional landscape. Consider how self-awareness of these connections can inform your emotional intelligence and mental well-being. Let's run down and let's go to the appendix. For y'all that have the book, the appendix. And I don't think there's any way I can show it to anyone else on here. What can I do, Ebony? Anything? Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do to show it for those that don't have it. Let me see. No, I would have to put it in something else if I'm going to do that. But we can get one up to you guys at some point after. Let's see. Yeah, they want me to put it in. Oh, you know what? I think I can do it over here. I'm not the type to give up so quickly. Y'all know me, right? Images, background image. Let me see if I can put it on here. Stand with me. Did it make it to the desktop? Let's see. Okay, I don't see it that it slid over to the desktop like I want it. But those that have the book, if you slide down to your appendix, you'll see it clearly. I do have a picture of one that I do with my mentees, but this one is much more, graphic than what it is that I need y'all to do. I'm going to see if I can put it on the screen. I don't know. For some reason, it's not letting me do it. Show. All right. But I kind of gave you the best description that I could. You draw a straight line, and then you make marks along the lines, and you make reference to graduation, death, marriage. I had to move out of my school that I had known for 8 years. My parents got a divorce, things like that. And with every emotional mark that you make on this long timeline, I want you to make reference to the energy that went with it. What was the emotion behind it? What was the emotion behind it? Why did that affect you so? And is there anywhere possible that it can be showing up that way today? That's what we want to know. Yeah, this thing just wants to fight me. If I was in Zoom, we would have had it done. It would have been done if it was in Zoom. But I'll make sure we definitely show it tomorrow. But for those who have your book, you can start it. Those who are able to understand what I'm explaining, just get a piece of paper, a simple piece of paper, draw a line across it, Ah, that must have been my secretary. And I want you to mark on that long line, left and right, every emotional experience that you've had in your life. And through your emotional experiences, I want you to explain how they affected you. What was the emotions involved? So you got your past, your present, and your future, but you're going to put lines through the, what is that, horizontal? Do the horizontal line. No, horizontal is up and down, right? Yeah, that's horizontal, going left and right. So the horizontal line, you're going to make a vertical line through it, make marks all the way through it, and explain every event that happened in your life, and then how they affected your life's emotions. And then tomorrow we're going to come back on here and we're going to see if anyone was able to connect with how they noticed that that probably is a trigger for them somewhere in their life. Now, this may be too soon to expect this from you already, and that's okay if it is. We're not rushing anything. We've got a good 27 days left. Ebony, you can move it now. Thank you. But try to get that done. Try to get it done. You're going to probably need to work on it. I gave my mentees, I think, 2 weeks to do it. So for in here, can you try to do it in 2 days? You can take a week if you want, especially if you have a coach, because you'll have time to build upon that with your coach. But the importance of it is make a mark for every event that happened in your life that you believe affected you emotionally. And that includes new births, deaths, weddings, moves, graduations, promotions, positive and negative. Mark them all down. And if you can, write on the back what the event is that you have on the front and how it affected you. And then we'll talk on it from there. Are we good? How are we doing? Let's see how the chat looks before I sign out. All right. Josie says yes. Ashley, you did a lot of that with me already. So hopefully this is going to be a little easier for you this time. Thank you, Latanya. Access. Thank you, Raphael. All right. Lulu says good. We are good. Chevelle says. All right. Very good. Connect the dots. I know that's right. All right. I'm done for tonight. How did you enjoy your coaching session? Did you enjoy your time here tonight with me? Are we getting somewhere? Are we bringing a greater level of understanding? That's all I expect. I believe the first 5 days we're going in, but the water's probably up to your ankles. After around the 3rd chapter, we're going in from 4 to 10. So hang in there with me. Everybody says we're doing great. Awesome. Hey, look at, is it Kadian? I love you. How are you? All right, we're going to sign out. I wish above all things, come on, prophesy. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. God bless you and good night. Get your soul work done, and I'll see you on here tomorrow. God bless you.